Today's lesson is how to pitch a tent, the way they did 1,000 years ago, of course. Vebjørn has made it to the Viking school's senior year. The poles are from a hardware store, but the tent is fashioned after what archaeologists have learned about the Viking Age. This is quite different from the history Vebjørn learned at school.
Here at school you don't learn anything about the Vikings' daily lives. But that's what's so incredibly fascinating.
A
few of these Vikings were really pretty brutal. You wouldn't want to have messed with them. But most of the Vikings never travelled. They stayed to look after their house.
Interested prospective Vikings can apply to this beautiful community college in Seljord in southern Norway. It even offers room and board. It's not hard to spot which students are taking the Viking class. The teachers have no problems with using modern tools. The training supervisor explains it's more about exploring the Viking way of life than precise reenactment.
I always think about what materials people had available to them back then. And then we use that and build something with the techniques current at the time.
The popular series Vikings focuses more on techniques for murdering and pillaging. But Vikings of Vebjørn's temperament find the commercial image of the Northmen problematic.
When people hear that I'm interested in Viking things, they like approaching me about it. They think they know a lot about Vikings from what they've seen on TV. I always have to explain what's accurate about that and what's not.
But this Viking has no objections to television's depiction of bloodthirsty swashbucklers. Anders Kvålerud belongs to Olav's Men, a group of hobby Vikings dedicated to keeping Norway's medieval legacy alive in their free time. He climbs out of his car already in full battle gear. Olav's Men have faithfully reconstructed a Viking longship. They even forge their weapons and armour themselves. They also practice their swordplay skills.
You're not allowed to strike the head or neck, the legs or hands. You only score points if your sword touches your opponent's body.
Wooden planks instead of sleek fiberglass. Leather shoes instead of sneakers. No women on deck. Norway's modern-day Vikings bring the past back to life.
Today we live in a highly intellectual culture. If someone's good at school, they'll get ahead and earn money. But in the Viking Age, whoever was strong and could lift a heavy stone was valued higher. Those virtues are much closer to human nature.
Students of the Viking school learn that life back then wasn't necessarily all that primitive, even if they have to make fire using a flint. It's certainly a change from computer games and YouTube. Vebjørn has learned a lot at this college, but he's worried that the Viking trend could be misused by political extremists.
Racists and neo-Nazis misuse Vikings and their runes, claiming they are racially pure Germanic people. I reject that. But just running around in these clothes, I might be mistaken for someone who believes ideas like that.
All the Viking school wants, though, is to open possibilities for a simpler, more authentic lifestyle. And that's what more and more young people are looking for, not only in Norway.